In this video, we will talk about the PBS documentary, Merchants of Cool. Merchants of Cool is a documentary which emphasizes how MTV managed to create the teen culture. Before the rise of MTV, teens did not have a monoculture. They were independent and each group of teens had distinct preferences. This variance in preferences made it difficult for marketers to appeal to teens with their products and services. However, MTV managed to provide teens with a concept of cool. MTV managed to define what cool is and how to make teens believe that they needed this cool to be a part of them. The documentary praises MTV for conquering what seemed a paramount challenge and enabled marketers and companies to sell cool to teens. Our initial reaction to this documentary is that this video is a reference to the era we currently live in is severely outdated. For starters, reference to then cool groups such as Insane Clown Posse and Limp Bizkit are now irrelevant. Moreover, references to MTV is also outdated as in today's society, MTV is no longer looked to for benchmarking purposes. Teens have now broken up into many subcultures, in which each has their own media outlet, and don't look to one sole source. However, the relevance of the documentary lies in the fact that media still continues to be the main influencer today. Although it may be broken down into several subgroups, it is still the main influencer. Today we have access to Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, in which all the information we receive is tailored to our individual preferences. The e-marketing game of this era is to continue to sell cool, but in a more personalized and strategic way. In order to succeed in this task, marketers must still understand this variety of subgroups, now with the help of technology, such as analytics. Connecting the PBS documentary to intercultural communication class concepts, stereotyping stands out. The documentary discusses how powerful the teen demographic is in terms of purchasing power, and how marketers were targeting the entire teenage culture in the early 2000s. The company's marketing methods were entirely hinged on stereotypes. The companies would single out the easiest marketable quality for the teen demographic, and did everything they could do to exploit it. Young teenage males were categorized to crude, violent, moronic characters. MTV then turned it into a caricature called the Mook. The Mook was an idea, a lifestyle, marketed towards young males. The Mook is basically Johnny Knoxville from Jackass on steroids. Crude humor and immaturity was MTV's marketing tool used to reach as many members of the stereotypical teen male demographic. The success of the Mook caricature led to programs such as Spring Break, the televised debauchery-filled week of teen drinking and lunacy. Young teen girls were also targeted through these stereotype-based marketing campaigns. The female counterpart to the Mook was labeled the midriff. The midriff was the idea of a young girl's rushing into premature adulthood, a caricature of early development in young girls. This was based almost entirely on the need and desire to be pretty. MTV did everything they could to capitalize this stereotype. The early development was heavily based on sexuality and appearance. According to MTV, the teen girls of the early 2000s wanted attention and would do anything to themselves to get it. The archetype midriff was Britney Spears, the teenage girl singing "Oops, I Did It Again" in a skimpy schoolgirl's outfit. Much like the teenage boy demographic, a young female demographic was boiled down to the most marketable qualities. Girls were essentially told that in order to be successful, they needed to also be pretty. This documentary also deals with an issue under the umbrella of intercultural communication, hegemony. Hegemony is when dominance by one group occurs over another, in terms of ideology and culture. The adults who were responsible for making the documentary acted in a hegemonistic way when interacting with the teens being studied and questioned. The marketers created a culture that could easily be marketed and then impose their ideology onto the teens, instead of letting them develop their own culture, thus provoking the teens to react in a specific way to the marketer's advantage. This is what led to the rise of MTV, and what the Merchants of Cool is all about. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up and share with a friend.